We just got the official teaser video for episode 4 of the Amazing Digital Circus, and it is absolutely insane. I've been watching it on repeat, and I think I've cracked a theory no one else is talking about yet. Hear me out. I believe we're going to see the circus members swapping bodies with each other. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to break this down step by step. But first things first, let's talk about the release date. The Netflix leak turned out to be correct. Episode 4 drops on December 13th, which means we only have 2 weeks to prepare. And if this teaser is anything to go by, we are going to need those 2 weeks to mentally brace ourselves. Now, as we can see in the teaser, it looks like the episode will start out in the circus, just like the previous ones. When Caine is telling the circus members that their next adventure is going to take place in a fast food restaurant, it seems like the circus members will not be happy. Here we can see a box of suggestions, and I'm pretty sure that this was Caine's idea for the circus members to give him inspiration for the next adventure. After what happened in episode 3, if you recall Caine and Zubal's therapy session, there's a moment where Zubal says something that clearly gets under Caine's skin. Caine, nobody likes your stupid adventures. They go on to explain their frustrations further. Ragatha's just too nice to say anything, Jax just likes to fight with everybody, Gangle is too shy to speak up, Caine is insane, and Pomni, she looks traumatized every time she comes back from one. This is crucial because it causes Caine to question his purpose for the first time. He starts to doubt whether he's actually good at his job. That's why when we see the circus glitching, the doubt destabilizes Caine, and it creates this whole new level of uncertainty. Now this is where the theory starts to form. What if the glitch? That happened because Caine's questioning of his purpose somehow affected the new adventure. What if that glitch is the reason why body swapping becomes possible in the first place? It seems like the circus members will have some time to prepare for the adventure, instead of Caine immediately pushing them through the portal. Here, we get a shot of Gangle in Zubal's room, but here's when things start to get weird. When Gangle looks at herself in the mirror, it's clear she's seeing something unusual. Now, of course, we notice that her mask is different. I've seen some comments suggesting that maybe Zubal made a mask for Gangle so she wouldn't have to wear her usual sad mask. But I don't think that's what's happening here. If you pay close attention, the characters just seem off. They're acting strangely, and Gangle's mask is just the beginning. This suggests that something bigger is happening in the circus, something that involves all the characters. The body swapping theory starts to make more sense here, especially when you consider how weird everyone's behavior is in this teaser. Just look at Jax, for example. In one scene we saw in the teaser, Jax looks completely lost. Nothing like his usual smart, confident self. Then in another scene, Jax is handling drive-thru orders, and he gets visibly jumpy when he sees the glowing queen. Now, we could argue that he's surprised to see an NPC returning, but remember, the circus members already know that NPCs can come back. Ragatha explained this to Pomni in episode 2, so the only person who might still be shocked by a returning NPC would be Pomni. Here's where it gets really interesting. In the teaser, we can hear Jax asking questions. What were you? Who is... What's going on? This is so out of character for him. These are the kinds of questions Pomni would ask. She's the newest member of the circus and is always curious, constantly trying to make sense of her new reality. Based on this, I'm pretty sure that at some point in the episode, Pomni and Jax will swap bodies. But they are not the only ones acting suspicious. Ragatha also doesn't seem to be herself in many of the scenes. Maybe the body switch happens here because we can see Ragatha rubbing her face, almost as if she just woke up from a dream. Additionally, there's this scene where Jax lifts Ragatha up, but her body looks stiff and she doesn't even react. It's almost like her body is empty. In this scene, it's as if no one is inhabiting Ragatha's body yet. Maybe she's already in someone else's body. Later in the teaser, Ragatha looks bored and detached, again very out of character. It's almost like she's not in control of herself, which strengthens the idea that body swapping could be happening. In one scene, it even looks like it's actually Zubal who's in Ragatha's body. But let's move on to Zubal. We don't see much of them in the teaser, but there's a quick shot of them flipping burgers. If you look closely at the hand in this shot, it doesn't look like Zubal's usual hands. Even if they've switched gloves, they look very similar to Pomni's hands. This makes me think that at some point Pomni is going to end up in Zubal's body. I also think we'll see Ragatha in Gangle's body at some point. Based on the narration and how she speaks, that's right, team. We are working at a fast food place today, so roll up your sleeves and wash your hands, because we've got burgers to make. This sounds like something Ragatha would say. Maybe this is why Jax asks, "Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you?" Towards the end of the teaser, there's a shot where Gangle is outside behind the restaurant with Pomni. The shot is pretty creepy, and I don't think Ragatha will stay in Gangle's body for the entire episode. Jax will switch with her, and this would explain the dark shot with the creepy energy. If this is the case, it's possible that everyone will end up in Gangle's body at some point. It could start with Zubal. In that shot, it looks like Gangle is putting on a new mask. But maybe once the mask is on, there will be a realization that it's not Gangle anymore, but Zubal in her body. Just remember how Zubal's identity crisis was a major focus in Episode 3. They've been struggling to feel comfortable in their body no matter what combination of parts they try. This issue didn't get resolved, and it seems like it's going to carry over into Episode 4. In the teaser, we see Gangle in Zubal's room, with Pomni, Caine, Jax, and Ragatha peeking in. Something significant is definitely going on there. The new mask Gangle wears only strengthens the theory. It's clear that Zubal is involved, especially since the mask looks so different from Gangle's usual happy mask. It seems like Caine created this body-swapping adventure to help the circus members understand each other better. This could be his way of giving Zubal and everyone else a chance to see what it's like to live in someone else's body. For Zubal, this could be a unique opportunity to explore their identity in a completely new way. It could also serve as a way for the circus members to bond and connect on a deeper level. Right now, everyone in the circus seems to be coping with their own struggles in isolation. And yes, Ragatha tries to support the others, but they haven't really opened up to each other about what's going on in their minds. This adventure could change that by forcing them to literally see the world through each other's eyes. As for how they will snap out of it and return to their own bodies for good, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there will be a turning point for someone. Just imagine Jax swapping bodies with Gangle, a literal bully with his victim. I know I shouldn't have high hopes for Jax, but maybe he would realize that what he does to the others is cruel, and his conscience would tell him to stop. Or honestly, what's more likely is that he'll probably abuse the hell out of this situation. What if Jax goes into Gangle's body and then lies to someone, pretending to actually be Gangle? The scene where we saw Gangle with Pomni could be one where Pomni thinks she's talking to Gangle, but in reality it's Jax. He could say or do something bad to stir things up, and Pomni would end up thinking it was Gangle. Considering how Goose described Jax as a pathetic loser and an awful person, I think this scenario is actually quite likely to happen. Finally, let's talk about Kinger. He doesn't seem to be a part of the adventure, and I think there's a reason for that. Switching bodies might be way too overwhelming for him. Kinger already has trouble staying grounded, especially when he's out of his safe space in the dark. My guess is that Caine suggested Kinger stay behind in the circus this time. We might see some interesting interactions between him and Caine, or maybe he'll just stay inside his pillow fort. That could be equally intriguing, especially if it includes flashbacks about him and Queenie. We'll see though. Let me know what you think about this theory down in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And also do not forget to watch our videos on the channel. I think you will be very interesting too.